Okay, today we are going to discuss about a non-parametric test called run test. Run test is used to examine the randomness of a sample. Okay, here we are examining whether a given sample is randomly drawn. So, the term run, that signifies a sequence of like elements that are preceded and followed by different elements or no element. For example, here these are different runs. Okay, you can see MM, that's a sequence that's preceded by no element, because this MM is the starting element. Okay, then F, which stands alone, as again another run. Here there is an M, that's another run, and here there is another sequence of 3F that forms another run. Okay, so that's the concept of run. Run refers to the sequence of like elements that are preceded and followed by different elements. This is preceded by M, this is followed by M, right? So this a run should be preceded and followed by unlike elements, okay, or different elements. So this is an example of a run test. Here the gender of customers entering a shop is noted, and the sequence obtained is as given in the as given here. Okay, so you need to examine whether the pattern of sequence is random or not. So our hypothesis H0 is the pattern of sequence is random. The alternate hypothesis H1 is the pattern of sequence is not random. Okay. So for that we need to calculate an Z statistic, which is given by R minus mean of R divided by standard deviation sigma of R. Okay, so as you can see, you need to identify three major elements: the small letter R, mean of R, and standard deviation of R. So now let's see how we can identify those elements. Now you can see here that the different variables, different elements used for this test are being its explanations are being given. N refers to the total number of sample, which is 45. The total number of male and female entered the shop. Okay, so in this case that's 45. And N1 refers to the total number of male, N2 refers to the total number of female, and R represent the total number of runs. Okay, so here altogether there are 20 male and we have 25 females. As we discussed earlier, we have to mark the runs together. Okay, you have to mark the sequence of like elements. So this is one run, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Likewise, we have 16 runs here. Clear? So this is the formula for calculating mean. Okay, mu of R equal to 1 plus 2 N1 N2 divided by N plus N2. So substituting these values into the formula, you will get the mean as 23.22. And you need to identify the standard deviation. Okay, so this is the formula for finding the standard deviation for a run test. Okay, root of 2 N1 N2 into 2 n1 n2 minus n1 minus n2 divided by n plus n2 the whole square into n1 plus n2 minus 1. Okay, so simply by substituting these values here, you will be getting the standard deviation. Okay, and now we have R, which is 16 in this case. Then we have mean and standard deviation, right? So simply we need to substitute these values in here. So this is the calculation of standard deviation. Here we have calculated the Z statistic by substituting those values. And the table value for this particular case is 1.96. As you can note, the absolute Z statistic value, that means the calculated value, is greater than the critical value. So we have to reject the null hypothesis. That means in this case, the pattern of sequence is not random.